Have you heard Sarah's story? She was a 32-year-old teacher living in a small town and living paycheck to paycheck. Despite working hard, Sarah felt like her life was stuck in a cycle. Bills piling up, dreams on the shelf, and the constant feeling that there was never enough money. One night, as she stared at the ceiling in frustration, she asked herself, "Am I doomed to live like this forever?" The answer came unexpectedly. No, Sarah wasn't doomed, and neither are you. That night was the turning point. She realized that change would not come from a stroke of luck, but from small daily decisions that added up to something much bigger. That's how she began a 21-day journey that would completely change her relationship with money. Now, let me tell you something that may seem surprising. Poverty is not always related to how much you earn, but to what you do with what you have. Yes, what differentiates those who prosper from those who remain in the same place is not luck, but the understanding of how to create smart financial habits. And you, have you ever thought about the impact that your daily choices have on your financial situation? If you're ready to take control and rewrite your story, I have good news. It doesn't have to be complicated, time-consuming, or inaccessible. With a clear plan and practical actions, it is possible to start transforming your financial life in just 21 days. This video is not about magic formulas or motivational cliches. It is based on strategies tested by people who are in the same place as you, or even in worse situations, and managed to completely change their lives. Sarah did it, and you can too. Throughout this video, you will learn the fundamental steps to reprogram your mind and financial habits. We'll demystify what it means to be rich, address common mistakes that sabotage your prosperity, and most importantly, show you how to make decisions that create real impact. It all starts with the choice to no longer accept current circumstances and embrace the opportunity for change. Does it seem too good to be true? Perhaps. But as one of the world's most successful investors, Warren Buffett, once said, "The difference between who you are today and who you will be in the future lies in the decisions you make now." Ready to find out what Sarah and so many others discovered? Grab a paper and a pen, and believe me, this journey could be the key to changing your life. Because, deep down, what separates the dream from reality is just the first step. Shall we go together? Imagine that your financial life is like a boat sailing on a river. Sometimes the waters are calm. Other times, a storm can turn everything upside down. Now ask yourself, who's holding the helm of your boat? For many people, the answer is uncomfortable, not themselves. But here's the powerful truth that few recognize. Taking control is the first step to transforming your relationship with money. To begin, it is essential to recognize something that may seem harsh, but is liberating. The current state of your financial life is a reflection of the choices you have made to date. This does not mean ignoring external factors such as economic crises or market challenges, but assuming that, even in the face of adversity, you can change your reality. And that starts with the decision to stop pointing fingers and start taking action. If this content is helping you see new possibilities for your financial life, take the opportunity to support the channel. Leave your like and sign up now. This helps us continue to bring practical and transformative information to you and so many other people on this journey. Let's make a difference together. According to a study published by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, in 2022, 56% of the world's population does not have the habit of planning their expenses. This means that most people live without a financial map, making decisions without understanding their consequences. Here's the point. You can't change what you don't understand. Therefore, the first step is to make a clear diagnosis of your current situation. Take a pen and paper, or open a spreadsheet, and write down everything, every source of income, every expense, and even those small expenses that seem insignificant. Did you know that a survey by the Datafolha Institute, 2023, revealed that Brazilians spend, on average, 12% of their monthly income on impulse purchases? Imagine the impact of redirecting this portion to investments or paying off debts. This simple act of recording numbers turns an abstraction into something concrete, and something concrete can be changed. At the same time, it's important to change the way you view your financial decisions. Stopping comparing yourself to other people is one of the most freeing steps you can take. That friend who bought the new car or the latest smartphone model may be deep in debt, while you are creating the foundation for a more solid future. What matters is what you do with the resources you have, not how you compare to others. Think about the example of Oprah Winfrey, one of the most influential and successful women in the world. She grew up in extreme poverty, but transformed her life by taking control of her path. His message is clear. Circumstances don't define your future, your choices do. The personal transformation needed to change your financial life is not just about numbers. It's about mindset. Learning to see money as a tool, not an end, is what separates those who prosper from those who remain stagnant. It's understandable that falling is part of the journey, but getting up and learning from mistakes is what defines success. Remember, no one likes to admit they spent more than they should or made bad financial decisions. But recognizing these flaws is the first step to correcting them. As writer Robert Kiyosaki, author of the classic Rich Dad, Poor Dad, winners are not afraid of losing. The losers, yes. Failure is part of the success process. Be honest with yourself and take the helm of your boat. The journey towards financial freedom begins with small actions that, when added together, create big transformations. The next step is to transform this diagnosis into clear and measurable goals, something we will explore in the next step. After all, what differentiates a dream from a reality is clarity and commitment to your actions. Are you ready to continue? Now that you've recognized the importance of taking control and changing your mindset, it's time to move from theory to practice. True progress happens when intentions turn into consistent, well-planned actions. But how to do this in a structured way? Let's explore the fundamental concepts to put your plans into motion and build a solid financial path. Visualize your current financial situation. The first step to taking action is knowing exactly where you are. Imagine you are programming a GPS. Without a clear starting point, the final destination is irrelevant. Likewise, you need to map all your financial inflows and outflows. For that, list all your sources of income, including smaller ones like odd jobs. Document your fixed, housing, transportation, food, and variable leisure, impulse purchases, monthly expenses. Don't underestimate small expenses, like that daily coffee or subscriptions you barely use. Studies show that seemingly insignificant expenses can represent a considerable portion of the budget over time. Tools such as financial tracking apps or online spreadsheets can facilitate this process, helping you to have a clear view of how your money is being used. Identify and cut excess. After mapping your current situation, the next step is to analyze where the excesses are. This process is not about extreme deprivation, but about prioritization. Ask yourself, is this expense really necessary? Are there alternatives that are more economical or that add more value? For example, you might realize you're spending too much on food deliveries or streaming subscriptions that you rarely use. The idea is to cut or reduce expenses that do not contribute significantly to your quality of life. This money saved can be redirected towards more important goals, such as creating an emergency fund or investing. Set clear and attainable goals. Setting specific and measurable financial goals is essential to staying focused. Instead of saying, "I want to save more," be clear, "I want to save $500 in the next 3 months." Well-defined goals are easier to monitor and provide a sense of accomplishment when achieved. Here are some tips. Short-term, pay off a small debt or save for a specific item. Medium-term, create an emergency fund equivalent to 3 months of expenses. Long-term, invest regularly to achieve financial independence. Make sure you track your progress regularly. Adjustments may be necessary, but the important thing is to stay on track. Automate your finances. One of the most effective ways to turn action into a habit is to automate the process. Set up automatic transfers to a savings or investment account as soon as you receive your income. This reduces the temptation to spend the money and ensures you are building wealth consistently. For example, if your goal is to save 20% of what you earn, set up your bank or financial app to automatically transfer that percentage to a dedicated account. This way, you will be prioritizing what really matters before dealing with other expenses. Adopt small changes that make a difference. Big changes start with small, steady steps. Consider: cook at home instead of ordering takeout. Use public transport or carpool to reduce costs. Compare prices before making significant purchases. These small actions may seem insignificant in the short term, but when added up, they create a substantial impact on your finances over time. More importantly, they help build the discipline needed to achieve bigger goals. Review and adjust regularly. Finally, remember that your finances are not static. Circumstances change, and your planning must adapt too. Set aside time each month to review your budget, assess progress against goals, and adjust strategies as needed. This is a crucial step to ensuring you are always making progress towards financial freedom. Transforming the present into a better future. The secret to financial success is not in great sacrifices, but in consistent and targeted actions. When you start taking practical action, you create a positive cycle where small victories lead to big achievements. The next step? Learn how to maximize your resources and make your money work for you. Remember, real progress doesn't happen overnight, but with daily commitment and determination. The journey continues. Now that you're following these transformative ideas, how about taking a simple step and helping this content reach more people? Leave your like and subscribe to the channel to continue receiving valuable insights. Oh, and don't forget to check out my ebook, Divine Essence: Rediscovering the Inner Self and Spiritual Peace. The link is in the description. It is a read that will complement your transformation journey. Imagine that you are driving a car on a curvy road. If you take your hands off the steering wheel, what happens? You will probably lose control and move out of the way. The same goes for your finances. When you take the lead, even if you face obstacles, you decide where you go. This is the essence of individual responsibility, recognizing that the choices you make today determine what your tomorrow will be. Recognize the power of your decisions. The basis of individual responsibility is accepting that your actions, or lack thereof, shape your financial reality. Yes, there are external factors such as economic crises, inequalities, or unforeseen events, but the way you respond to these situations is within your control. Many see this as a burden, but in reality, it is liberating. When you recognize that the power is in your hands, you discover that you are capable of changing any scenario. A global Gallup survey, 2022, shows that only 34% of people feel in control of their personal finances. This means most are reacting to circumstances rather than creating strategies to lead their financial lives. The first step to taking on this responsibility is adopting an active mindset. Stop waiting for something or someone to solve your problems and start taking action. Confront your habits and beliefs. Individual responsibility requires you to look within and question your financial habits. Ask yourself, do I spend more than I earn? Am I prioritizing what really matters or just satisfying momentary desires? What beliefs about money are holding me back? For example, the idea that investing is risky may be limiting your opportunities for financial growth. Or the habit of impulse buying may be draining resources that could be used for something more meaningful, such as paying off debt or saving for emergencies. Recognizing these patterns is not easy, but it is essential. Only by facing your behaviors can you correct them and create new habits that support your progress. Stop looking for external blame. It's often tempting to blame the government, the boss, or even our circumstances for our financial difficulties. While these factors can influence your situation, placing the blame solely on them takes away your power to change things. Think about it. If the problem is out of your control, what can you do to solve it? Almost nothing. On the other hand, when you take responsibility, you open the door to solutions. It's like going from a passive position to an active position where you take control of your life. This shift in perspective turns challenges into opportunities for growth. Turn mistakes into learning. No one is immune to financial mistakes. Maybe you maxed out your credit card or made an investment that didn't work out. The good news is that mistakes are not definitive sentences, they are lessons. Great entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and Sarah Blakely share that the biggest learnings in their careers have come from failures. Adopting this mindset is crucial. Instead of blaming yourself, ask, what can I learn from this? Thus, Each stumble becomes an opportunity to grow and make more conscious decisions in the future. Consistently garlic. Taking responsibility is not a one-time event. It is an ongoing commitment. It means regularly monitoring your finances, adjusting your habits, and staying focused on your goals. Small actions, done consistently, generate surprising results over time. For example, taking 15 minutes a week to review your spending can reveal patterns that need adjusting. Setting reminders to save a percentage of what you earn creates financial discipline. These practices not only improve your relationship with money, but also strengthen your confidence. Get inspired by those who have taken control. Success stories are a powerful source of motivation. Consider Oprah Winfrey, who faced extreme hardship as a child but decided she wouldn't let circumstances define her future. By taking responsibility for her path, she turned challenges into springboards for success. In the same way, you can create your own story of overcoming. Every choice you make today is a brick in building the future you want. Taking individual responsibility is the act of taking control of your financial life. It's recognizing that although external factors exist, it's up to you to decide how to react to them. When you stop looking for blame and start looking for solutions, you discover incredible potential to change your reality. The journey to financial freedom begins with this choice. Stop waiting and start acting. In the next step, we'll explore how to set concrete financial goals and turn them into tangible results. After all, it's not enough to take control. You need to have a plan for where you want to go. Are you ready to continue? Imagine for a moment that you hold a key in your hands. This key is capable of opening doors that previously seemed unreachable, allowing you to build a life of opportunities and achievements. This key is not something you need to look for outside of yourself. It is already with you. Financial empowerment begins when you recognize your potential to transform your reality. What is financial empowerment? Financial empowerment is not just about making money, but about mastering the knowledge, habits, and confidence needed to make informed decisions about it. It's the ability to look at your financial challenges as stepping stones rather than barriers. Instead of feeling hostage to circumstances, you take on the role of protagonist, defining your own rules. According to the World Bank's Global Financial Inclusion Report 2022, only 30% of the global adult population feels they have enough knowledge to make good financial decisions. This shows that empowerment is not common. It needs to be built. And the first step is recognizing that you are capable of learning and growing, regardless of where you started. Breaking the limitation cycle. We often grow up hearing phrases like, "money doesn't bring happiness," or "you have to be born rich to get rich." These limiting beliefs create mental barriers that prevent us from seeing our true potential. Empowering yourself means breaking away from these ideas, replacing them with more constructive thoughts. For example, think of someone who started from scratch and achieved great success. Stories like that of Howard Schultz, former CEO of Starbucks, who grew up in public housing, show that the starting point does not determine the destination. He believed he could make a difference and used his knowledge and effort to build something extraordinary. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is the basis of empowerment. The more you understand about how money works, from budgeting to investments, the more confident you feel when making decisions. It's not about knowing everything at once, but about starting with the basics and building from there. Invest in learning about simple concepts like compound interest or how to create an emergency fund. Today, with access to free online courses, books, and videos, it has never been easier to get started. A practical example: understanding how a simple application, such as Tesoro Dorito, works can be the difference between keeping your money at standstill and making it grow. Make small decisions with real impact. Empowerment also means understanding that every little choice counts. Saving a small amount, negotiating a debt, or investing in a skill are steps that accumulate results over time. The key is to act consistently and trust the process. For example, imagine you save just $5 a day by avoiding unnecessary purchases. At the end of a year, you will have $1,825. Now, imagine investing this amount with a return rate of 5% per year. Small actions like this can create a significant long-term impact. Create a support system. No one needs to walk the path alone. Surrounding yourself with people who share your vision for growth is a powerful way to stay motivated. Join discussion groups, connect with mentors, or seek out online communities focused on financial education. Mutual support and the exchange of experiences strengthen the sense of belonging and make the journey lighter. Visualize the future you want. Visualization is a practical tool that helps reinforce empowerment. Take time to imagine what your ideal financial life would look like. Where would you be living? How would you spend your time? What dreams would you have achieved? This practice helps you stay focused, especially in difficult times. Big personalities like Oprah Winfrey and Elon Musk have used visualization as a way to align their efforts with their goals. By visualizing your ideal future, you create an emotional connection to it, making it more tangible, transforming self-confidence into results. Empowerment is the fuel that drives financial transformation. When you believe in yourself, seek knowledge, and act consistently, you will discover that success is not a privilege reserved for the few, but something you can achieve. Remember, no one can take away the power to decide and act from you. In the next step, we'll explore how to turn this empowerment into practical planning to achieve your goals. After all, believing is the beginning, but it is the action that builds the results. Are you ready to take another step towards your financial freedom? Imagine for a moment what it would be like to live a life where money is no longer a source of concern, but rather a tool to achieve your biggest dreams. Where every decision you make is guided by the confidence that you are on the right path. This isn't just a distant possibility, it's something you can build starting today. Throughout this video, we explore together the fundamentals for transforming your financial reality. You learn that the starting point is not how much you earn, but how you use what you have. He discovered that true power lies in taking responsibility, building conscious habits, and seeking knowledge. Most importantly, you realize that control of your financial life is not in the hands of others. It belongs to you. Change doesn't happen all at once, but rather through small, consistent steps. Every choice to save, every decision to invest, and every effort to learn something new creates a cumulative effect. And when you look back, you realize that these simple actions were what built an extraordinary transformation. Now the final question is, what will you do with all this? The answer isn't just in this roadmap or any external advice. She is in you, in the commitment you make to yourself, in the courage to face challenges, and in the discipline to continue moving forward even when the path seems difficult. As Nelson Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." The same goes for your finances. Maybe you look at your goals now and feel like they're far away, but believe me, every small step you take today reduces that distance. What starts as a simple adjustment to your mindset and habits can turn into financial freedom and new opportunities. So, close your eyes for a moment and visualize the future you want. See yourself achieving the goals you set, living with purpose and ease, and using your success to positively impact those around you. Now open your eyes. That future is waiting for you, and it starts with a decision. From this moment on, everything depends on you. Take the knowledge you've gained, turn it into action, and build a life you'll be proud to call your own. Because the true secret to prosperity is simple. It begins and ends with the choice to believe that you are capable. And the choice is in your hands. What do you decide today? If this content made sense to you and inspired you to take the first steps to transform your financial life, take the opportunity to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This not only helps us continue to bring you relevant content, but also keeps you connected with upcoming tips and strategies. And before you leave, take a look at the next video that is appearing here on the screen. I'm sure it will complement your journey and take you even further. See you there.